G'day folks, it's Ricko here from 7 Mates Australia Rediscovered with Ricko, and I've got a little bit of an on-the-road recipe exclusively for Club 4x4 newsletter guys. Now check this out, we are going to do some slow roasted lamb shanks in the road chef. It's going to take all day, but I tell you what, it's going to be worth the wait. Now I've done a little bit of prep ahead of time at home. I grabbed some fresh rosemary off my shrub out the back, and I've got myself a lamb shank which I cryovac. When you cryovac your meat at home, here's a great tip, it'll last a lot longer on the road. You can have something fresh like this, not frozen, and it'll stay okay for a good couple of weeks on the road. So that's a handy little tip. If you don't have yourself a cryovac machine yet, grab one. Great bit of gear. All right, the other thing you're gonna need is an oven bag. I've grabbed the big ones, which might be a bit big for one lamb shank, but we'll get the job done. Bit of road noise out here on the side of the road. It's early in the morning, all the trucks are coming through. All right, so we've got our bag ready there. We'll get our lamb out. Oh, I love me a good lamb shank. Straight into the bag. What we're going to grab is some salt. Don't be shy with the salt. Some pepper. Now these are glass. Normally I wouldn't carry glass on the road, but I just store them in some stubby holders like that. Keeps them a little bit safer. A little bit of oil, any sort of neutral flavoured oil is going to do it, and you don't need a whole lot, just to stop it from drying out. And of course, where do we go? There's my rosemary. Where do I put my knife? Wouldn't be lamb without rosemary, would it? What a match made in heaven that is. Oh, that's gorgeous. Last but not least, my favourite accompaniment to just about anything is some fresh garlic. And what I like to do is just give them a little squish. Get them in there. Simple as that. Just massage that oil around, make sure it's all over your meat. Now you don't need to tie these up in such a big bag. What I do is just wrap it around and make it nice and tight too. Because what happens is once you get this in the oven, it'll want to inflate. So that's pretty much good to go now. Just pop him in there. Now let's talk about the oven settings. If I was doing this in the oven at home, I'd probably set it to around about 120 to 130. With the Road Chef, we bump that up a little bit. I've got it for 150, and I'm going to leave this in there for at least 5 or 6 hours, maybe 6 or 7. We'll just see what happens for the day. By then, it'll certainly be done. And because you've got it tied up in this oven bag, and it's going to sweat, it won't dry out anyway. It's only going to get softer and fall apart even better. So, in she goes, just like that. Bob's your uncle. We'll come back at lunchtime and see how that's looking. The beauty of this is that it's a meal that pretty much just takes care of itself while you're driving along. However, there is one more step. We found a safe place to pull over. With around 20 minutes to go, what we're going to do, very carefully because it's all very, very hot, is take this out. Oh, I can see a bit of smoke coming out of there. See if I can get my hands on it. There we go. That is hot. And what we want to do now is actually take this out. Be careful of the steam coming out of the top, you don't burn yourself. Look at that. If only you could smell this, folks. And that is looking exactly how we want it to look. But what we can do now is get rid of the rosemary. It has done its job beautifully, I might add. Now, if you were going to make a gravy or something, this juice that you've got out of here would be absolutely golden. You would not get rid of that in a million years. And the same with the garlic as well. However, for what we're doing, we don't need it, so it's time for it to go. Into the bag, get rid of your bag properly. If you don't have a bin handy, take it with you until you do. And we'll get that back in there, and we're going to crank the temperature up to 180 and put it back in there for around 20 minutes. Geez, I made that look hard, didn't I? All right, 20 minutes to go, and it's lunchtime. I don't know about you folks, but I've been patiently waiting, and if you could only smell what I could smell, your mouth would fair ink and be watering. Let's see what we've ended up with, eh? Oh, check that out. I don't know about you folks, but I reckon that's about as good as it gets. So what we're going to do now is just break him up a bit. Should come apart nice and easy. Look at that, straight off the bone. That's what slow cooked lamb is all about, folks. Does not get better than that. Let me put this in the bin. How about that? I cannot wait. Seriously, it does not get any better than that. All right, so we've got ourselves a bread roll. Let me slide this back out of the way. We've also got ourselves some coleslaw from the local store. Gone ahead and buttered our roll. Get some coleslaw on there, look at this. Mum can't say I'm not eating my greens out here on the road. The missus will be happy to see that. And a very generous helping of this succulent lamb. Oh baby. This is proper melt in the mouth stuff, folks. Have a squeeze at that bad boy. Tell you what, sure beats bangers on a bread roll if you ask me. Now if you want to get a quote for comprehensive insurance on your 4x4 that covers all of the accessories on your four-wheel drive, just like I've done with mine, go to club4x4.com.au.